You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. He who fears death will never do anything worth of a man who is alive. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Dwell on the beauty of life. Watch the stars and see yourself running with them. Man is affected not by events, but by the view he takes of them. To live a good life, we have the potential for it, if we can learn to be indifferent to what makes no difference. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Don't explain your philosophy, embody it. How long are you going to wait before you demand the best for yourself? It is the power of the mind to be unconquerable. No man is free who is not master of himself. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. Sometimes even to live is an act of courage. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. He who is brave is free. Nothing, to my way of thinking, is a better proof of a well-ordered mind than a man's ability to stop just where he is and pass some time in his own company. First, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Begin at once to live, and count each separate day as a separate life. It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. Difficulty shows what men are. True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Associate with people who are likely to improve you. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. He who laughs at himself never runs out of things to laugh at. To understand the true nature of things is to cease to be troubled by them. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Remember, you have been criticizing yourself for years and it hasn't worked. Try approving of yourself and see what happens. The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. The object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane. External things are not the problem. It's your assessment of them, which you can erase right now. He who is not a good servant will not be a good master. Attach yourself to what is spiritually superior, regardless of what other people think or do. Hold to your true aspirations, no matter what is going on around you. We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. Whatever happens to you has been waiting to happen since the beginning of time. No great thing is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a fig. If you tell me that you desire a fig, I answer that there must be time. Let it first blossom, then bear fruit, then ripen. Do every act of your life as if it were your last. We should always be asking ourselves, is this something that is or is not in my control? Who then is invincible? The one who cannot be upset by anything outside their reasoned choice. Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same weapons of reason, which today arm you against the present. No man can escape his destiny, the next inquiry being how he may best live the time that he has to live. How ridiculous and how strange to be surprised at anything which happens in life. It is not things that upset us, but our judgments about things. The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. No one can hurt you unless you consent to it. Receive without pride, let go without attachment. The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it. People are not disturbed by things, but by the views they take of them. How does it help to make troubles heavier by bemoaning them? Don't seek for everything to happen as you wish it would, but rather wish that everything happens as it actually will. Then your life will flow well. Let silence be your goal for the most part. Say only what is necessary and be brief about it. The best answer to anger is silence. He suffers more than necessary, who suffers before it is necessary. Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more in imagination than in reality. What we do now echoes in eternity. Time heals what reason cannot. To be calm is the highest achievement of the self. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. The whole future lies in uncertainty. Live immediately. You always own the option of having no opinion. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. Life is very short and anxious for those who forget the past, neglect the present, and fear the future. It does not matter what you bear, but how you bear it. Don't stumble over something behind you. Do not act as if you had 10,000 years to live. While we wait for life, life passes. Wealth is the slave of a wise man, the master of a fool. A good character is the only guarantee of everlasting carefree happiness. Life is not short, but we make it so. There is no genius without a touch of madness. Fate leads the willing and drags along the reluctant. No evil is honorable, but death is honorable. Therefore, death is not evil. The only way to a happy life is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will. We are always complaining that our days are few and acting as though there would be no end of them. We should not, like sheep, follow the herd of creatures in front of us. Remember, matter. How tiny your share of it, time. How brief and fleeting your allotment of it, fate. How small a role you play in it. Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight. Don't go on discussing what a good person should be. Just be one. If you are pained by external things, it is not they that disturb you, but your own judgment of them. Death smiles at us all, but all a man can do is smile back. We must indulge the mind, and from time to time allow it the leisure which is its food and strength. A man's worth is no greater than his ambitions. Look back over the past, with its changing empires that rose and fell, and you can foresee the future too. What fortune has made yours is not your own. Sometimes even to live is an act of bravery. How long will you wait before you demand the best for yourself? Don't live as if you had 1,000 years. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. Nothing is burdensome if taken lightly, and nothing need arouse one's irritation so long as it is not persisted in deliberately. Nothing, to my way of thinking, is a better proof of a well-ordered mind than a man's ability to stop just where he is and pass some time in his own company.